Hello everyone. Good morning and hope you're having a wonderful, blessed day. My name is Kevin. And I'm gonna do something on my channel that I haven't done. Since I'm able to balance my academic life and college and my personal life quite well for a while, I decided to do some reaction videos and more videos on my channel in general. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I finally got the opportunity to do so. A few rules before I start this video. One, I'm not the type of guy who curses in his senses. Um, um, the person that we're going to be reacting to is the unusual suspect, and I highly recommend watching his channel. He has a lot of good video. He's a really good reviewer and fantastic editing. He's a fantastic editor and green screener, and it's going to be seen throughout this video. Okay, a few rules. Okay, one, unusual suspect is going to be cursing a lot throughout his videos. So I'm not the type of person who curses actually, so um, I'm not going to be cursing with him. I don't say profanity in my speech or sentences, and I'm not starting to for the rest of my life. Um. So no cursing from me in this video, only from the unusual suspect. Two, these videos will be posted on Fridays and Saturdays, cause that's when I have time to sit down and relax myself. And um, um, it's and so because usually on the week during the week I'm usually very busy. Like I said, balancing my personal life and my academic life. So, yeah, and let's get this video started. And see, this video is 45 minutes. All my introduction is gonna be nearly 50 minutes, so it's gonna be a long haul, but that's okay. That's okay. So let's begin the video in, like Freddy says in iCarly, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin.
Suspect, you've got mail. Genitalia. Yoink. I am Iron Man. Taking a piss in a beer can. I could have a lot of fun with this. Hey, Bob, got the mail. Did you see a gauntlet in a delivery package? Well, there goes my skit ideas for this review.
Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Yeah.
Assemble.
Yeah.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, I don't think any other media entity gets us nerds as wet as this franchise.
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, it used to be Star Wars on top, but that series is now divided us more now than politics has. But you'd be hard-pressed to find many that weren't still a big fan of this behemoth. And that's mind-blowing when you think about it. I mean, Marvel always seemed to trail DC for the longest time. By the mid-80s, DC had successful on-screen adaptations of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And what did Marvel have by this point? Well, just a single theatrical release featuring such elements as duck porn, duck tits, and duck condoms.
How?
Oh, I heard that movie.
And once you realise that because that was out of its packet, it's likely been,
soiled.
Yeah, we have to talk about that.
It was a dark time for Marvel. So what a turnaround this new cinematic universe ushered in for the company. And today, we're going to start looking through this beast with the very first in the franchise, 2008's...
Yeah.
Yep, before Jon Favreau was keen to ruin The Lion King, he was the guy put in charge to bring what was honestly a B-list superhero to the big screen. Yeah, unless you were a Marvel Comics fan, no one had heard of Iron Man. What, billionaire American with no superpowers who uses gadgets to fight crime? There's another superhero like that. Oh yeah, Princess from Powerpuff, of course. But of course, Iron Man is nothing but S rank now. Like, up there with Spidey and Superman. And it's thanks to the man chosen to lead this fucker, Robert Downey Jr. And much like Marvel, he too had a hell of a career turnaround thanks to this movie. I mean, the dude was not in a good shape.
Yeah, I remember
with stints
that.
in rehab, drug problems, prison time. And true, his career jumpstart started a fair few years before this film got made, but it was undoubtedly this movie that made him. And ironically, the moment he left the MCU, things went to shit with him again. Living line. So let's take a look, shall we?
Movie.
Dust off your old Black Sabbath CDs, don your collection of Tony Stark memorabilia, providing somebody hasn't already made it into a bong. I'm infinity stoned. This is Iron Man. Okay, starting your
Black
movie
and
with
Black.
Back in Black is an instant.
I'm used to
win in
old
my
classic
book.
music, but I've heard of Black and Black.
AC/DC!
Aw, dang it.
Shit. Alright, okay. Fair use, criticism exception. I like this song because it's good. Copyright law is weird.
Yeah,
So the film wastes
YouTube is
no
not
time in
these
introducing
days.
us to the Man of Iron himself. And look, this intro is great, because it tells you everything you need to know about this guy in seconds. He's rich, he's incredibly charismatic, and his sexual exploits make James Bond look like Napoleon Dynamite.
Is it true you went 12 for 12 with last year's Maxim cover models?
That is an excellent question. Yes and no. March and I had a scheduling conflict, but fortunately the Christmas cover was twins.
Wow, mate. You sure Back in Black is your most fitting introductory song? Because I personally go for this.
No!
Everyone has AIDS.
The kid made the handout, right?
Can it tin and
That's
groove it?
hilarious.
Everyone has AIDS.
Fantastic editing,
Well,
he does
let's
as
hope for Tony's sake
always.
is able to keep this up. I mean, God forbid.
This is what I was talking about. His awesome green screen and that is fantastic editing. His fantastic editing and green screening. And I love that little song he did with the with everyone has AIDS from Team America. That's a really funny song though. Anyway, back to the video.
Did he ever gets erectile dysfunction? Otherwise, Iron Man will be spitting the name anymore. So after Tony mingles with the troops,
I don't want to see this on your MySpace page.
trust me, you won't. The convoy is ambushed as Tony exits the vehicle and runs for cover.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Ooh, explosion to the face.
Wonderful.
And yet he's
For
as
the first
dashingly handsome as ever.
I am invincible!
So Tony gets captured by Afghanistan's answer to the village people, but we're going to have to get back to that as the film flashbacks to 36 hours earlier, as at an awards event in Vegas, a narrator gives us a bit of backstory on Tony.
At age 4, he built his first circuit board. At age 6, his first engine.
But at age 3,
Wow,
he
age 6,
apparently
wow.
learned Photoshop. Look, I'm a genius too. Boo! Got you. So it's here we're introduced to Rhodey, Tony's best friend, played by Don Cherance Howard. Don Cherance Howard, that's his name. And his business partner, Obadiah Stane, played by Jeff Bridges, who you can tell will be the villain of the movie because his name is Obadiah Stane. Man, his parents must have been assholes.
Best thing about Tony,
Or his bald
also
head,
the
kind of.
worst
Some
thing,
villains use it.
he's always working.
He's working right now. Yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant. Not the joke segue, but the little musical interlude you just heard. That there is a remix version of the theme to the Iron Man cartoon from '66.
Tony Stark.
Wow.
Makes you feel he's a cool exec with a heart of steel.
Oh, These fucking Easter eggs, man.
That's something else.
So Tony heads out, and remember when he was talking about his sexual escapades earlier in the film? Well, this skill borders on superhuman here, as he scores a one-night stand with a reporter back at his place. But his place is in Malibu,
Oh yeah, I
and they
remember
meet
that
in
scene.
Vegas. That's almost a 5-hour
This is a
drive
PG-13
she
movie, I
agreed
think.
to.
So yeah,
Yo, guys, there's
they
a
could have
thing
gone
called
a
a
flight though,
hotel, you know? Vegas has one or two of them.
or they could have
You must
gone.
be the famous Pepper
Could have bought
Potts.
tickets to a flight.
Indeed, I am.
After all these years, Tony still has you picking up the dry cleaning.
Hey, this woman manages to sell out candles that smell like her nether regions. She's doing pretty well for herself, you know. You're just
Oh, I haven't heard that controversy, but
have a whiff. Why does it smell like bread? Yeast infection.
Yeah, it does.
So, after
Yeah.
I clean up last night's dinner, we cut down to the basement as Tony is working in his garage. And right here, you'll quickly begin to notice something about this film's script, cause much like human waste in the Middle Ages, it's often thrown out the window.
It's your birthday.
Yes.
I knew that already.
yeah, but for this movie it works because it's
Same day as
improvised
last
really
year.
well though.
Well, get yourself something nice for me.
I already did.
And?
Oh, it was very nice.
Yeah.
Very tasteful. Thank you, Mr. Stark.
But hey, it works. It really highlights the excellent chemistry Downey Jr. has with his co-stars. The dialogue feels real, mostly because it is real. A lot of lines here are improvised and many of the reactions you see are quite genuine. As such, it must have been an interesting film to shoot, but more fun when you get to shoot scenes like this.
No, you don't have to be like me. But you are more than what you
Excuse me
are.
if I'm
You
just a
don't
little
see
bit
it.
distracted.
It's a hard life. By the way, am I the only one who completely forgot how much of a playboy Tony was in the first Dynamite?
Oh, I remember. Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Dancers,
Yeah.
prostitutes. Oh yeah, Tony is a straight up pimp in this film. And the deleted scenes definitely highlight that alright. In fact, there's one scene where he sets off to his holiday home in Dubai just to have a foursome and get wasted.
Why don't you guys get started with that?
Oh wow!
Nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they shouldn't have shown
I did
this
not
or
know those
anything,
deleted
but
scenes were.
it's
were
kind
in
of
there.
funny that this property would later become a Disney one. Yeah, Disney's most profitable and iconic live-action character is an alcoholic billionaire pimp. If only Walt was alive to see this. Oh, but don't forget that this Disney lead is a designer of weapons capable of mass genocide. It's cool though, he has flair.
Is it better to be feared or respected?
Respected.
Yeah.
And I say, is it too much to ask for both? For your consideration,
The
the
Jericho.
Jericho.
That would be an awesome commercial, like for the Bolt movie.
Damn, that was slick. Completely unrealistic though. For your consideration, the Jericho. Oh god, I think I swallowed some of it. So Tony boards the Humvee as we now arrive where the film left off, as it would appear Tony has had a little work done. Sheesh, that must be horrifying. Airport security is gonna be a nightmare for him now.
Well, it's great.
So this work was courtesy of a man called Yinsen.
Yeah.
And he's quick to explain that in order to stop shrapnel from entering his chest, he used a car battery to power a magnet.
I've seen many wounds like that in my village.
Yeah,
Call them
jerk.
the Walking Dead.
Do you call them that because it takes them weeks to find refuge, only for them to realise it's unsafe to stay? Then they fuck off and find somewhere else, only to realise that's unsafe too. Then they keep repeating that same shit for several seasons. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Continue.
I see, so it's personal.
But Yinsen's a captive too, as the real kidnappers, known as the Ten Rings, show up to issue their demands.
صاروخ جرب
He wants you to build the missile.
اللي انت كنت بتعرضه على الناس
The Jericho missile that you demonstrated.
نزل ايدك
You know, man, seeing as how these guys don't speak English, You could always tell a white lie or two.
سفاح وقتل قتلة.
He says, welcome Tony Stark, the most handsome, well-endowed man in America.
أنا فخور بمعرفتك.
He's immensely envious of your pecs.
عاوزك تعمل لي صاروخ جيريكو.
He wants you to sign his Iron Man artwork.
اللي انت كنت بتعرضه على الناس.
His Rule 34 Iron Man artwork.
نزل ايدك فهمه.
We've got to get out of here.
Agreed?
So Afghan Santa isn't playing around as he forces Tony to build him the Jericho missile we saw earlier. And after a quick pep talk from Yinsen, Tony kicks into gear and gets to work. First on the agenda is an upgrade to his magnet shrapnel thingy.
That doesn't look like a Jericho missile.
That's because it's a miniaturized arc reactor.
A man called Marcellus Wallace used to keep it in his briefcase.
I should keep the shrapnel out of my heart.
Unfortunately for the two men though, a wealth of guards patrol the caves, so it would appear Tony and Yinsen are completely stuck and are doomed to die once their task is complete. Actually, I'm kidding. They placed no guards, leaving the two men plenty of time to build an invincible suit of
that's really
iron.
dumb
And
security.
it also helps the fact that even when the terrorists actually physically see an actual physical suit being actually physically built, they don't question it and leave them completely alone. Once again,
Wow.
never checking up on them.
Stupid security. I forgot that scene existed in the movie.
This has to be the dumbest part in this otherwise awesome movie.
True.
How on earth can you confuse a missile with a 7-foot-tall anthropomorphic suit made of iron? Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture.
تروح على بك.
Well, as it turns out, there's two deleted scenes which kind of explains this. First off, and this one is just a theory, but there's a behind-the-scenes clip here which could imply that Yinsen was initially intended as a villain.
How dare you refuse the grace of your son? God! You're only alive because of his generosity. You are nothing! Nothing! You understand me?
And therefore, he was put in charge by the Ten Rings to make sure Stark wasn't doing anything stupid, and then Tony somehow convinces him to help aid in his escape. And secondly, there's this dude, who in this deleted scene is a lot more chummy than he appears in the theatrical cut, as he actually allows Tony to take time off building the missile to instead play backgammon, and I'm not kidding here, do his laundry.
Wait,
لو
what?
مرات عملت كده هو كنت طلعتها.
He's
أبيض
upset
مع
that you mixed the
ألوان.
white with colors.
I washed the whites and the colors separately. I just folded them. This is the first time I ever
Wow.
washed
I
those.
did not know
fine.
these
But
deleted
that's
scenes
not the
existed.
problem here. I mean, how on earth can you possibly film a scene of Iron Man doing his laundry and not have him use an iron? We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close. Ah.
That is your legacy, Stark.
So, yeah, thanks to a wealth of time and resources, Tony and Yinsen build Iron Man 1.0. But the Ten Rings are approaching, so Yinsen sacrifices himself by, okay.
Shooting
this is
himself
surely
and
a
he
reference,
gets himself
right?
killed. Yeah, he gets himself killed if I remember.
Certainly has courage.
Good will it do us if he gets himself killed? Come on.
Well, this gives Tony the time to boot up, as we finally get to see this raging machine in action.
Oh yeah, his prototype suit.
Currently less iron, more...
Oh dear God.
Yeah, that's a fitting reaction. But at the very least, the films are nothing alike plot-wise. I mean, it's not as if Shaq and RDJ both play California-based weapons designers for the US military whose inventions end up in the wrong hands, and with the help of a black guy and a white woman, they create invincible metal suits to destroy the weapons they created and bring those that did to justice.
Wow, similarity.
That'd just be weird.
Bro, those similarities. I did not.
Well, Dark Elf guy, you can rest knowing you're not the worst bad guy to ever hit the MCU.
No, why'd you have to
But
bring
damn,
that?
that suit is more bounce back than
Why'd you have
bloody
to bring
flubber.
him from the door that are...
Watch your head! Get it, Wade!
Whoa.
Whoa. Look, I know you guys got beef, but that wasn't called for.
right up Main Street.
So Tony reaches the end of the level and beats the boss. But unfortunately, it's too late to save poor old Yinsen.
Yeah, he dies.
Come on, you gotta go see your family. Get up.
My family's dead.
I mean, I'm part of the Kardashian family, so don't be too upset.
Thank you for saving me.
Don't waste it. Don't waste your life.
That's
He'll
from the
get
second movie.
So Tony is pissed as he heads out and works up an impressive kill count. But for a superhero film relatively grounded in reality, Tony sure as hell gets away with many a death-directed middle finger here. I mean, you got this bit, which makes me realise that Afghan steel will put Wakandan vibranium out of business. And secondly, you got this bit, which almost gives the nuke in a fridge scene a run for its money.
Shoot it down.
I love how he's able to do that. Yeah, he should have got killed by that.
Not bad.
Not bad?
What? Not
you just
bad?
survived a 1,000-foot drop like your name was Kal-El. Look, just because you wear steel doesn't make you the man of one.
I shouldn't be alive.
So as Tony crosses
that
the
shouldn't be.
desert and
He's not
resists
he's not the
urge
Man of
to
Steel,
play
though.
the Lawrence of Arabia theme, Rhodey manages to find Tony in the middle of nowhere and brings him home. And now that he's back in the States, Tony has two things on his mind: the shutdown of the weapons division of Stark Tech and cheeseburgers.
I want an American cheeseburger.
I'd like a cheeseburger.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
Welcome to Good Burger Home of the Good Burger.
Can I take your order?
So Tony announces all production of new weapons is kaput, as El Duderino is
Good
not
burger.
exactly impressed.
Oh, that went well.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
I mean, can you blame
Okay.
him? Think of all the people who will have lost their jobs at Stark Industries, all cause their boss grew a conscience. Look, the real-world equivalent of Stark Industries is clearly the defense and security company Lockheed Martin. You know, because they totally didn't rip off their logo.
Wow. Similar.
So it's logical to assume this real-life company and this fictional one employ about the same amount of people. And Lockheed Martin has over 100,000 workers. So yeah,
Wow.
Tony came back to do good, and his first act was to put the equivalent of the entire population of Springfield, Illinois out of work. Not a good start.
I think we should take another look into arc reactor technology.
Oh, come on. The arc reactor, that's a publicity stunt. Tony, come on. We built that thing to shut the hippies up.
It works.
Yeah, as a science project.
I was staying on this one too. I mean, the last guy to use nuclear fission tech in a superhero movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't end well for him.
nuclear fission. Yeah.
But that ain't gonna stop the Starkster, as he now has the resources he needs to begin working on a new and improved suit.
Actually don't know who to trust right now.
I love the
By the way,
special
just
effects
gotta
they
get this
use
off my chest.
when
This
he's
man has
creating his
access to
inventions.
hologram
and
technology,
his,
and he nicknames
and
his
his
business partner
technological lab.
Obi.
Obi, what are you doing up?
How did you not find a way to reference this?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Anyway, up first is to test some new leg boosters. And not to worry, people. After all,
If my math is right, I don't know his is.
3 days later.
Oh, we'll see.
Percent thrust capacity.
I remember this scene.
heads can be reattached these days, right? Dibs on his Audi. Oh.
Sorry
So once
about that.
I realised
Sorry.
that Tony must be in possession of the bloody Philosopher's Stone, and after we find out he doesn't know what side a mug should be placed on, a toast to nitpicking. Cheers. Oh. Anyway, I would like to take a little time to gloat about how awesome the score is here. I mean, listen to those strings. I love that shit. Yeah, this backing track is courtesy of Ramin Djawadi, who might sound familiar to some of you.
Oh, I haven't played that game. Is that
Yeah, that was Rami.
Um,
And if you listen close, you can
I haven't
kind of
played
hear
that game.
elements of the Game of Thrones theme in here, which is neat as the HBO show didn't yet exist at the time. As for this piece, the Mark II theme, I love it. I'm struggling to describe it though, as I'm not a music critic, but the best compliment I can give it is that it's motivating. Seriously, next time you're writing or making something, pop it on in the background and I guarantee it will make you want to get shit done.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
being serious, try it, it'll make you feel like a fucking superhero. And cause of this, it's the best song ever to
I'm
play
usually
during a
very proactive when it
montage
comes to
sequence such as this.
bouncing mine.
Well, second best song.
Yeah. The montage song. We're gonna need a montage.
That's it, Tony. You can do it. And dude, Tony Stark's got a Wii.
I remember playing the Wii a long time
this
ago at my
takes me
cousin's
back.
house.
But all this advanced tech,
I haven't
and
played the
Tony's
Wii in
not
a
even
while.
operating at 1080p. Jeez. So Tony's hard work pays off, and after he and Stain have a quick face-to-face, which doesn't end on the best of terms.
That's it, Obi. Forget it.
All right, well, this stays with me then.
Whoa! He stole that guy's pizza!
Good night, Obi.
Tony puts together the final touches as the Mark II is ready.
Gauge heads-up display.
Check.
4-door preferences from home interface.
We'll do so.
You know, Jarvis's inclusion in this movie is quite interesting, actually, because Iron Man 1 marks his very first appearance, at least in AI form. Because Jarvis in the comics is Tony's human British butler.
Oh, wow.
Favreau wanted that changed, because, you know, a certain kid
Dark Knight came out
already
with-
has one of
yep.
those. Dark Knight came out the exact same year. They really wanted to avoid as many comparisons as possible.
Yeah,
Though
the
this version
similarities
of
can't be
Jarvis
ignored.
is basically a copy of another one of Tony's AIs that did show up in the comics first. So why didn't they just use this AI's name? Well, it was called the Heuristically Operative Matrix Emulation Rostrum. Yeah, once you realize what that abbreviates to, you'll understand why they changed it.
He's named like my name!
So Tony takes the
Thank
suit
you,
for
Homer
work
J.
and it
Simpson.
handles like a dream. Except for when it flies too high, ice buildup occurs, and Tony almost kills innocent motorists.
Oh, I forgot about that. Man.
It's okay though. He gets what's coming to him.
Kill power.
Oh, this even.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, and I really
What's
mean
wrong?
that. Not by a fictional sense, but a real one. The car that the filmmakers just demolished for that shot, that was a replica of a 1967 Cobra SE. And how much was it worth?
$50,000.
What?
Couldn't you have given Tony a Fiat Punto or something?
Why would you
Oh,
use
no,
a
don't
real
show the
car
offset
that's
price.
that costs that much? Like,
So
are you
as
serious?
Tony heals up physically and I heal up
$50,000
mentally. Stark
is
finds out
50.
there's a party going on he wasn't invited to. Time to gate crash.
Fucking boss.
Look great, Hef.
Oh, why to you, sly dog? You have the power to be anyone in the world? Of course you choose Hugh Hefner. It's amazing how much sense that makes, knowing what we know now, isn't it? So inside the expo, we see Tony meet up with Phil Coulson. Who'd have thought this guy would get his own show down the line? I mean, rightfully so.
Oh, yeah, I
Clark
remember
Gregg
this
is
guy.
awesome in the role. Agents of
Yeah.
S.H.I.E.L.D., pretty underrated, I think, actually. Though in this scene,
I've seen clips of that show, but not the whole
here.
show, though.
Listen, I know this must be a trying time for you, but we need to debrief you. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and time can be a factor with these things.
Yeah, we need to debrief you, Mr. Stark. That's why I was hanging out at this party you were supposed to be a no-show at. Guess I lucked out. We also see Everhart at the party, and they do something cool in this scene that I wanted to talk about. Well, actually, it's a case of what they don't do. Check this out.
I was out of town for a couple months, in case you didn't
Is
hear.
this what you call accountability? It's a town called Gulmira. Heard of it?
Yeah, Gulmira. And if you've been paying attention to the film, you'll know that that is the same village that Yinsen was from. And most movies would have done a stupid little flashback edit to remind you of that. Something like this.
It's a town called Gulmira. Heard of it?
I'm from a small town.
Yep, they did that in the Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Remember when
Which that
Amazing
movie was-
Spider-Man did just
Yeah,
that?
I just said that.
But they don't do that here. The film respects your intelligence and allows you to put the pieces together yourself. So it makes this reveal hit much harder.
Mhm.
Wait, Gulmira and... Oh. Yeah, for some reason our human brains really like that shit.
Very nice.
So it turns out Stark Industries has been doing some shady under-the-table dealings with the Ten Rings. Turns out they've been a bit busy. You know, mate, you seem to have a bit of a recurring theme going on here. Patrick, what the hell's he even doing?
He's just standing there.
Menacingly! Yeah, I mean, I realize this guy isn't the
I
main
love that
villain,
episode of
but he
SpongeBob.
had
I
a lot
love
more
that.
potential than this. Tony gave him a scar, and he killed Tony's friend. So they really should have had more of a rivalry, I think. You could have gone with Stain back to America to kill Tony, and you could have attached some lesser-known Marvel villain to him to help
Yeah, they
spruce
could
him
have done
up.
that.
But no.
Yeah,
This
they could have
is
had a
all he
rivalry.
does in the movie. He just stands there and looks evil. And god damn it, I got enough of that from season 8 Cersei.
Not a great plan.
So Tony is
I haven't seen
pissed.
that show.
Thankfully not in that sense, as he plans to suit up and kick some ass. By the way, check out how in this shot, you can actually see the energy blast make its way from the arc reactor to the gauntlet.
Whoa, those
Way to go,
details, Favreau, are awesome.
That's what turns me on about you.
Me?
Your attention to detail.
Okay, I'm
I
just gonna
love
let
Jim
this
Carrey,
play
I
out,
love
because
that
what kind
guy.
of madman would I be not to?
Ah, yes, the sit-ups. You can actually feel the weight of the armor, too.
Hey, sorry, man. I think you just got out-suited. Oh, dang. Hey, sorry, Bats, but Tony's got moving
Is
videos,
Batman
terrific
really?
VFX work, and an amazing Ramin Djawadi score. I mean, what do you got that he doesn't?
Bad nips.
Well, you were supposed to say a Danny Elfman score, but granted, yes, the Mark III suit is sans nips.
Don't forget my glorious ass.
Can we get back to the movie?
Hey, flood it if you got it.
So Tony flies on over to Afghanistan. Hope he brought some in-flight entertainment, as it's now time to go to town.
Superhero landing.
Oh yeah, when he takes down these terrorists down, yeah, this
seeing as
seems
how we
really
have
cool.
so many heroes in the MCU, I need to find a way to keep you on track with them all, and that'll work. Tony Stark, Chris Clark, Iron Man armor. This feat of impeccable engineering allows Tony to fly, shoot laser beams, and fire missiles. That's
I
not to
don't
mention
get
an
the-
impressive heads-up display and an advanced AR system courtesy of Jarvis. It's a whiz of a suit, so much so he can literally whiz in it.
Okay. Sorry for pausing this as it's going to an ad. I don't get that reference. If you guys watch anime, if anyone's watching my video watch anime, you guys can tell me what he's referenced. Because that was really, really good.
Okay, so check this shit out. It's probably the most iconic
Oh,
part
yes,
of the movie,
I remember
and
this
it's
scene
worthy
too.
of our status. The way Tony sets things in motion here and actually begins to leave
Before the job is done.
I mean, that's some Ken Shido level shit right there.
お前はもう死んでいる。何
So Tony flies off, and after he gets into a scuffle with some American jet pilots, he and Rhodey have a quick discussion about how to explain the incidents to the press. Now, check out the technique they use here to tell a joke, because I want to go into it a bit.
Now, what am I supposed to tell the press?
Training exercise. Isn't that the usual BS?
It's not that simple. An unfortunate training exercise involving an F-22
Yeah.
Raptor occurred yesterday.
Yeah, that's a classic Gilligan cut, or sometimes
Oh,
known
what's
as a
that?
smash cut, or a bicycle cut. Okay, why does
Bicycle.
this trope have more names than Daenerys Targaryen? Anyway, it's where a character
Just
says
get it
that
outta
someone's
here.
going to do something, then it cuts to a scene that contradicts what they said. Right, I've got to get this work done. No way I'm going to bed yet. This is super important. Got to get this work done. Comedy. See, this trope is so easy to do, so you only want to use it very sparingly, and ideally, you don't want to use it at all. Here, though, they use it 3 times in one movie.
He's always working.
Working.
I'm not drinking. I don't want any.
That's what I'm talking about. When I get up in the morning,
Training exercise. Isn't that the usual BS?
An unfortunate training exercise.
Sheesh, God bless the fact that RDJ.
Wow, I really did not know about that cut. I did not know about that they used to tell the joke here. Wow. Well, thank you, Unusual Suspect, because I don't think many movies do that. Anyway, back to the video. Sorry.
Jay was able to improvise, because if they had relied entirely on this script,
I'm the best.
But back with this guy, we finally get the reveal that him and Stain are working together. Oh, jeez. Please don't play that sound effect again. My head can't handle it. But no matter, the two aren't going to be co-workers for much longer. Big deal. Show him Love Island and you'll get the same effect.
technology. It's always been your Achilles heel in this part of the world.
Yeah, and you know what your Achilles heel is? Continuity. Considering in one shot you got nothing in your ears, and in the next, oh, we fucked up.
How'd that get in there?
Back with Tony, though, as he needs Pepper to infiltrate Starkcourt to get some dirt on Stain.
Go to my office. You're gonna hack into the mainframe. You're gonna retrieve all the recent shipping manifests. This is a lock chip. This will get you in.
Ah, God bless you, Tony. I don't think I could trust a woman who advocates for shoving coffee up your ass.
I still haven't heard about that controversy.
Potentially harmful.
I haven't heard about that controversy with Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, sorry, no. Movie's irredeemable now.
How?
I can buy the advanced technology, I can buy the flying suits of armor, but we all know for a fact that you can't enter a USB device into a PC and have it the correct way up first go. Completely unrealistic, 0 out of 10.
What
Come on.
a waste that is.
Come on.
Sector 16?
Hey, Stain, just a quick piece of advice. If you want to keep your files and records top secret, probably best you don't put them in a folder called Top Secret. It's okay, though. The fact that you shipped the weapons on the MSC
Wow, that's pretty
Lebowski
dumb.
instantly
Pretty
makes
dumb
me forgive you.
Fucking A.
So Stain shows up, and props to Jeff Bridges here, because despite him not technically saying anything creepy here, he sure as hell is acting that way. I mean, you can instantly tell how villainous a character is just by watching how
Yeah, Jeff
they
Bridges
drink
was amazing in
something.
this movie.
No villain is complete without such a scene.
And they don't
So,
mention
let's
him
see
in the
how Stain
MCU
does.
after this. So.
He's a complicated person.
Oh, that's eerie. But how about we have a creep-off, Jeff? Hi, Gwyneth. I deeply enjoyed the smell of your candle wax. And I wonder why I don't have more female subscribers.
Can I at least get a reaction from you?
Panic. I would say panic.
Sustain is desperate to get his own arc reactor,
That was
especially
creepy.
after his own
Yeah,
research
I
team
get
is
that
of no
creepy
use.
though. It made
We've explored what you've asked us, and it seems as though there's a little hiccup, actually.
Hiccup?
Yes, to power the suit. So the technology actually doesn't exist.
You know, this scene right here is just straight up fascinating because there's so much to talk about in this one shot. From a detail I missed all these years, where you can actually see the scientists scurry away in the background because they know Stain is nuts, to the fact that no one could have imagined we'd see this guy in the MCU again, to that this guy is the film's executive producer,
Spider-Man
Peter
Far From Home,
Billingsley,
when
who you
Quentin
might know
was,
better
you
as
know,
the kid from
monologuing
A Christmas
that much.
Story. Not fucking with you, that's a grown-up.
Wow, really?
What's
He's the same
honestly,
guy
I think
from
the
A
most
Christmas Story
memorable
with
line
grown
in the movie, delivered in the most nuanced,
Oh yeah,
subtle
this
manner.
scene.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave!
He was that friend!
Please, sir, know how much I sacrificed!
Sorry, I lose my mind a little when editing videos this long. So Stain decides it's time to take a more hands-on approach as he pops by Tony's place to paralyze folks and hand out cherry berries. And he's all out of cherry berries.
It's a shame the government didn't approve. There's so many applications for causing short-term paralysis.
So many applications. We never see this thing used again in the MCU, do we?
Nope.
You really think that just because you have an idea, it belongs to you?
Isn't that Apple's slogan?
Come on, it's okay, laugh.
So Stain makes off with the arc reactor and pops it into his own suit. Tony manages to grab his previous one as Rhodey wants to offer some backup and... I am...
Oh
so
yeah,
sorry,
he's
Mr.
never
Howard.
gonna be War Machine in the MCU. Nope.
Next time, baby.
Nope.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't you dare.
Pepper and Coulson, though,
Yeah, let's
headed
not
into
honor
Stain's
Kristoff.
secret lab.
Looks like you were right. He was building a suit.
I thought it'd be bigger.
But are quick to uncover Stain's alter ego, the Ironmonger, who thanks to his size has the most unusual form of transportation.
Oh yeah, his version of the Iron Man suit to take down Tony Stark. Yep.
Ironmonger, as it turns out, gets around like Bugs Bunny.
Sorry, I should have taken the left turn at Albuquerque. What the fuck?
So Tony arrives just in the nick of time as he takes the fight onto the street full of innocent...
motorists.
Okay, does Tony have a deal with motorists?
Yeah,
'Cause he seems to put them
exactly.
in
Like, why are
danger
you
a fair bit.
endangering innocent motorists?
I love this suit! Put him down.
Okay.
Put him down.
Very poor choice of words.
I knew he was gonna do that.
So Stain is on a roll, and he
From
proceeds
the
to attack in a
Batman
way that
movies.
would definitely impress a certain demon hunter.
Ooh, ooh.
How's that for road rash?
Nothing's gonna stand in my way.
Ooh.
Obadiah Stane. His
Oh, this
quirk,
reference again.
also Iron Man armor, but bigger. Don't get attached though. This guy's gonna get about as much screen time as Venom in Spider-Man 3. So Iron
why'd
Man
you have
and the
to bring
Iron
Venom to
Giant
Spider-Man 3?
continue
Why'd
their
you have to bring
fight
that?
as Tony realizes the only chance he has of winning is to lure Stane up into space to force his suit to freeze up. Hey, it's a good plan, but isn't that what a certain ice-based comic book villain tried to do once?
What's the numbers, Batman?
Oh no. Oh no.
You're frozen. Your icy tomb will plummet back to Gotham.
No.
Who'd have thought the first MCU movie got its inspiration from films like Steel and Batman and Robin? Sustained.
At least this movie did it much better
as
than
it would
Batman and
appear
Robin.
the day is saved. The battle is won.
I'll be right there. Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, what is with this movie
Sure.
and people acting like someone used a cheat code to turn off fall damage? Another toast to Jeff Bridges' invincibility.
Ow! I never had a taste for this sort of thing, but I must admit, I'm deeply enjoying the suit.
Yeah, not gonna last long.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yep.
Oh, still, you little prick.
Really,
Little
Sting?
jerk.
Little prick? Now, that kind of language is uncalled for.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So Tony is trapped as he yells to Pepper to set off the arc reactor to override and blast the roof.
Push it!
Look, I don't know why, but I just love the way Tony says, push it.
Push it!
Push it!
Push it!
Push it! He just sounds so annoyed with her. He's like, push it!
You told me not to!
Just
God
do it,
damn
woman.
woman, this is not the time for that kind of shit. Push the button!
Jerk.
Hi, lady, I have not been this close to losing my shit with you since I tried one of your coffee enema kits. Push the button! So the roof gets overloaded with energy as it stuns Stain and he falls to his death. And you might be wondering why this doesn't have the same effect on Tony. So we cut to the next day as Tony prepares for a press conference. Coulson's coming in clutch as he's prepared him an alibi. Unfortunately, one reporter is complicating things.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stark, but do you honestly expect us to believe that that was a bodyguard in a suit?
Here she comes to wreck the day!
But Tony is out of shits to give as he delivers the line.
Carry
Which
again.
line? Oh, the line.
Truth is, I am
Iron Man.
You did not cover it on the shellhead. Well, I get to introduce myself like that. I did not get permission. No. Alfred, call my lawyers.
So that was Iron
Iron
Man.
Man.
And what a start to the MCU it is. I mean, this film had a lot riding on it. If it didn't impress, we might not have the behemoth that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah.
No pressure, Favreau. But most of the credit for this, I think, should go to Robert Downey Jr. He is miraculously incredible as Tony Stark. Because look, it's a tough role to play. RDJ's challenge here was to portray a rude, cocky, narcissistic asshole, but at the same time, make him likable and charismatic? Hello, how was that even possible? But he did it, and it rightfully put Downey Jr. on the back.
Oh yeah, his
as one of
career got
Hollywood's
turned around
most
thanks to this
bankable
movie
and
because he
popular
was not in good
stars.
shape before.
The rest of the cast are great too. Paltrow, as batshit crazy as she is, works wonderfully with RDJ. Jeff Bridges is actually, in my opinion, one of the better villains in the MCU. And yeah, that's not saying much, because villains have always been a bit of a weak spot for Marvel outside of Thanos and Loki. But he has his
And
charm,
Vulture
and he does
from
get some
Spider-Man
very
Homecoming,
memorable
yeah.
lines. Had his motivations been a bit clearer, he could have stood out as a legitimately great MCU villain. But as is, Stain's appeal rests entirely with Bridges' performance. And luckily for
He
this
is
film,
great.
it's a great one. Then there's Terrence Howard, who is difficult to compare to Don Cheadle, as he doesn't really get too much to do here, but he works legitimately well with Downey Jr., which is kind of miraculous actually, as the two aren't on the best of terms. Apparently Howard was angry that RDJ would take a bigger cut for the sequel, and that would come out of his paycheck. And when he was asked if he'd like to return to the MCU one day, he simply said, so yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I would have liked to have seen Howard in the War Machine suit, but Cheadle is great in the role, so there's a loss there, but also a gain.
Yeah.
Then there's Ramin Djawadi's score, which, like the villain, stands out as one of the MCU's best. The action is exciting, if a bit unrealistic thanks to how many goddamn times Tony brushes off death, but it's not a big deal. And the visual effects are terrific for 2008, with an excellent blend of practical props and sets, and the most excellent post-production magic from the geniuses at ILM. And props to Skywalker Sound for their incredible work too. The sound design of Iron Man is just god tier. So yeah, Iron Man is a triumph. And I'd honestly rank it in the top 5 of all Marvel films. And it's certainly the best of Phase 1. Tony had a hell of a journey in the MCU, so do yourself a favour and relive that journey once again, starting off with this cracking kicker offer. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll leave you with this. You know the like button? Well, Tony Stark has a quick message for you all on what you should do with it.
Push it!
Indeed. Till next time.
Okay. So that was my reaction to the Unusual Suspects review of the first Iron Man from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this was a really great video for me to do. you know, like I said, Unusual Suspect is great with his editing and green screening. Like you can tell how much effort he's putting into these videos and why they take a long period of time for them to be uploaded. And I see his Toy Story review. I will get to that review eventually, either tomorrow or next week. But yeah. Hope you all enjoyed my reaction video, and it will be posted on my channel. And have a wonderful, great rest of your day, everyone. Bye.